Hi, welcome to our Pharma Topics channel, which aims at simplifying the pharmacy subjects and allied health sciences subjects. Our topic of discussion is anti-amoebic drugs. Usually, amoebic infections are through food contamination. When the food gets contaminated with the amoeba, actually cystic forms of the amoeba infects the food. The cyst enters into the GI tract. There it may cause diarrhea and abdominal discomfort. And the cyst may have two options. It may get converted into trophocytes, develop into trophocytes, which lead to the GIT complications. And the cysts are dormant forms. The trophocytes may again get converted to cystic forms and they may get eliminated in the feces. Usually, the expelled trophocytes are non-infective, whereas the expelled cysts they can cause food contamination. Rarely, the trophocytes can enter into the circulation and they may infect the other tissues, particularly liver, through the portal circulation. It causes amoebic liver abscess. So let us see the drugs which addresses these issues. So the first category of drugs are luminal or intestinal amoebicides, which work exclusively in the GIT, such as parmomycin, iodoquinol, diloxanide furovate, and quinidoclar. And the next category of drugs are which addresses the extraintestinal amoebiasis, such as chloroquine and dihydroemetic. The next category of drugs are mixed amoebicides such as metronidazole, which is very widely used in case of amoebic infections. So this is the classification of anti-amoebic drugs. Some are luminal or intestinal, some acts exclusively in the extraintestinal amoebiasis, and some act at both the sites, which are mixed amoebicides. So the most important drug is metronidazole. It acts through the pyruvate ferredoxin oxidoreductase system in the amoeba and causes a disruption of the amoebic DNA and causes its death. Metronidazole has several uses, which is very widely used in case of amoebiasis, giardiasis, trichomonas vaginitis, anaerobic infections, pseudomonas colitis, acute necrotizing ulcerative gingivitis, and H. pylori gastritis. Let us see the adverse effects of metronidazole. It is a very safer drug. It may cause GI disturbances such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And it is having a metallic taste which affects the patient compliance. And the most important adverse effect is it should not be consumed along with alcohol. It may cause disulfiram like reactions. The congeners of the metronidazole are tinidazole, arnidazole, secnidazole, and satronidazole, which are long acting and have less metallic taste when compared to the metronidazole. Importantly, satronidazole does not cause disulfiram like reactions. The next drug is diloxanide furovate. It is the drug of choice for asymptomatic amoebiasis or cystipasis. Usually, metronidazole is well absorbed, so it should be combined with the intestinal amoebicide such as diloxanide furovate. So let us see the anti-giardial drugs. Anti-giardiasis is caused by Giardia lamblia, a protozoa, which is through the food contamination, it enters into the GIT. Similar to amoeba, it has both the cystic form and the trophocyte form. It causes acute watery diarrhea, which is foul smelling odor and may cause abdominal cramps. The most important anti-giardial drugs are metronidazole, nitazoxanide, quinidoclar, parmomycin, and even albendazole is also having anti-giardial effects. The most important drug in this category is nitazoxanide, which is a prodrug. It gets converted to active drug tizoxanide, which inhibits pyruvate ferredoxin oxidoreductase system in the giardia, which is very similar to metronidazole, and disrupts the energy metabolism in giardia lamblia. So I hope it's a small nutshell information of anti-amoebic drugs and anti-giardial drugs, which will be useful for the pharmacy students. Thank you for listening. Happy learning. Kindly share this to your friends. Kindly subscribe to our Pharma Topics channel for further updates. Thank you.